Thanks a lot. The socialist left is the only political force in Ireland which has consistently told the truth to people about COVID. That was epitomised by the discussion around the reopening of hospitality in November of last year, where the government bowed to the private business lobbying, reopened at the cost of over 2,000 unnecessary, fully avoidable deaths. The rest of the opposition went along with that, and that was generally the approach in the course of the pandemic, to go along with the basic thrust of whatever the government is doing, whatever lobbying is taking place, and then maybe to pick this or that aspect to pose some form of opposition. Same thing is happening right now. It is only us that are saying very clearly it is not safe to reopen indoor hospitality. That's not a truth that we want to say, that's not a situation we want to be in, but it is the truth. You look at what's happening around the world, the figures today from the Netherlands, a 500% increase in COVID cases in 1 week as a result of the reopening of indoor hospitality, or with that being a key cause. And what is very frustrating about that, from our point of view, is the fact that if the policies that we advocated, zero COVID approach based on socialist policies that puts people's interests first, well then we wouldn't be in this situation at all. You know, we're faced with telling the truth to people about the difficult choices that need to be made as a result of bad decisions taken again and again and again that put private profit first, when we could be in a very different situation. And I want to be very, very concrete about that. It's not some abstract point. Is that 7 weeks ago, we first raised in the Dáil that we've got a crisis on our hands in terms of the spread of the Delta variant in Britain, and we need to do something to slow the spread. And we said we need to bring in mandatory hotel quarantine for England, Scotland and Wales. If we had done that 7 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, even possibly 4 weeks ago, we would not be in the situation that we're in today. We wouldn't be in a situation where we have to say it's not safe to open indoor hospitality. I warned the Taoiseach on the 16th of June, if the gamble not to introduce mandatory hotel quarantine does not pay off, we will be in a crisis and there will be negative consequences for people's health and long COVID, and there will be extra unnecessary deaths. And here we are precisely in that point. We're opposed to the government's mandatory hotel quarantine because it's ineffective, it's privatised and outsourced, and it's not part of the public health system, it's not under democratic control and oversight of trade unionists, human rights activists, civil liberty activists and so on. In effect, without the effective mandatory hotel quarantine, which would include proper quarantine of England, Scotland and Wales, what we're left with is a kind of racist theatre to have the pretense of doing something when in reality we have Plague Island next door to us and Delta cases coming in freely and going, and we wonder why we're in the situation that we're in. Thank you.